Hello, second grade friends, and welcome to Number Corner. For Number Corner today, we will be working on our computational fluency. Remember, someone who has computational fluency is someone who can work very quickly and easily with numbers. That's what we'll practice today while we look at our add 10 and add 9 facts. But first, you're going to need a few things. You will need your Number Corner student book, a pencil, one red crayon, and one yellow crayon. You can pause the video now to get what you need. When you have your Number Corner book, find this page. It's page 35. It says the tens and nines game. What do you notice about this page? You may have noticed that there's a bottom row that's in gray. Each column in this row says something different. You may have noticed the first one says add tens, the second says add nines, and the third says discards. This will be part of our game. You may have also noticed that there are a lot of empty rows and columns. This will be part of our game as well. We'll fill them in as we play. We will play this game as a class. It's called the tens and nines game. Let's have a look at how we play. As a class, we will draw one card from each deck. I'll show you 2 decks of cards, and we will decide if it is a tens fact or a nines fact. Then we will write it on the record sheet in the correct column. Remember how we noticed these different words on the bottom? These are the labels for our columns. If it is neither a tens fact or a nines fact, we will put it in the discard column. If we fill up all the add tens or add nines columns first, we win. If we fill up the discard column first, we lose. Let's start to play. Okay, here are our 2 decks of cards, and we will start by picking from the top deck first. So let's pick our first card. Our first card is a 4. We'll pick our second card from our bottom deck. Our second card is a 9. So we have to write this equation. Now I see already that I have a 9 in my equation. So that tells me that this is an add nines fact. So I'm going to take my pen, you can take your pencil, and we'll write in our add nines column that this is 4 plus 9. Now, I'm going to use what I learned in our last computational fluency lesson and know that if I take 1 away from my 4 and add it to my 9, I make a 10. Then I'll have 3 left, and altogether that's 13. It's kind of like I'm filling up those tens frames in my brain. That was kind of a practice. Let's have our next pick. So we'll pick from our first row, or first deck, sorry. Oops. And we've picked a 10. Let's pick from our second one. We've picked an 8. Now, can you tell right away if this is an add tens fact, an add nines fact, or a discard? Thumbs up or thumbs down if you can tell right away. Oh, big thumbs up. We can tell this is an add tens fact because my top card is a 10. Let's write that equation. You're writing this in your student book. We're writing in the add tens column, 10 plus 8. Now, if I know my add tens fact, I know I can add my 8 right into my ones column on my 10, so it turns into 18. All right, looking pretty good so far. Nothing in our discards column. Let's pick our next one. We have a 7 and a 10. Where should it go? If you were thinking it should go into the add 10 column, great thinking. Let's write our equation. What should our equation be? If you were thinking we should write 7 plus 10. Give yourself a little pat on the back. Using our knowledge of our add tens fact, we know we just move that 7 into our ones place on the 10 and it becomes 17. I'm imagining my tens frames in my brain. All right, next one. Let's pick 2 and 6. Think in your brains, where should it go? Oh, if you were thinking the discard column, you're right. We'll write 2 plus 6 for our equation. And what does that equal? If I put 6 in my head and I add on 2 more, 7, 8, I know it's 8. Excellent. Well, not looking as good as it did in the beginning, but we could still win. Let's go to our next turn. 9 and a 9. Where should it go? Oh, good thinking. If you were thinking into our nines column, what should our equation be? If you're thinking 9 plus 9, good work. 9 plus 9 is a double. What does it equal? 18. Double those numbers in your brain. Next one. On to our next equation. Where should it go? Add tens, add nines, or discards? Oh, if you were thinking add tens, great work. What's our equation? Our equation is 6 plus 10, and we just add our 6 into our 10 into our ones place, and it's 16. Good work. All right, next one. We could win this. We have a lot in our add tens and not so many in our discards. That's good news because remember, if this discard gets filled up, we lose. All right, let's pick again. Where should it go? Oh, it goes into our discards. It's 8 plus 4 equals, I know if I add 2 more to 8, it's 10, and then I have 2 left in my 4, so it's 12. Write that down. All right, we're getting low on time, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a red line just in the middle here of our tens and nines game. And I'm going to say that because we're a little low on time, as soon as one of our columns gets up to this red line, that's when our game will end and we'll see if we won or lost. Okie dokie. Let's pick again. 0 and a 7. What is it? It's a discard. 0 plus 7. I'm thinking about my add 0 facts, and I know it stays at 7. If you were thinking that, show a little connection that you thought that too. Good work. Let's pick again. It's not looking as good for us. A 1 and a 9. Where should it go? We get to add it to our add nines. 1 plus 9. Well, I just add that 1 into 9, and I know that it makes a 10. This is getting close. Let's pick again. 5 and 10. Where should it go? Oh, it goes right into our add tens. Let's add it in there. 5 plus 10. Write this in your student book. 5 plus 10 equals, if you were thinking 15, give yourself a little pat on the back. Good thinking. Next one. 3 and 10. Where should it go? It goes into our add tens. Let's write it in there. 3 plus 10 equals, well, we know we just put our 3 into that ones place to make it 13. Write that in your student books. And what does that mean, second grade friends? We won the game. Great work playing this game with me today. Thank you for adding your 10s and 9s together. We're going to use this game to fill in our addition table. Let's go ahead and have a look at our addition table. We're going to flip to a new page in our book. Let's look at it. Now let's flip back to page 8 in your same number corner book. It's your addition table. It should look just like this. It already has a lot of colors filled into it already. Now we're going to fill in our add 10s facts and add 9s facts. So now you'll need your red crayon and your yellow crayon. Let's first fill in all of our add 10 facts. If you're looking at your addition table, can you see some add 10 facts? That's equations with a 10 in them, just like we practiced in our game. Do you see where they are? If you are looking at the bottom row and the last column, great work. That's where our add 10s facts are. We are going to color those facts in red. You will need your red crayon to color these in. I'm going to show you what that will look like. Now, when you're filling in your addition table, you're coloring in all of the add 10 facts that are still white. If they already have a color, you're just putting a big X through them. You can pause the video to make your addition table look like mine. Don't forget to color in red the add 10 facts on your legend. Now let's have a look at our add 9 facts. Think back to our game, how any number or any equation we saw with the number 9 was an add 9s fact. Do you see any equations that look like that now on your addition table? Yeah, if you're looking kind of over on the side here in this column, our 9 column, there's a lot of those. If you're looking at our 9 row on the bottom, there's a lot of those there too. I'll show you what that will look like when it's all colored in. After we filled all of our add 9 facts in, all of the ones that were on with the white that hadn't been colored in yet, you'll color them in all the way. Any of the equations that already have a color, we just put a big yellow X over them, just like I did on mine. Remember to color in add 9 facts in yellow to read your legend so you know what all the facts are. When you are finished, take a picture of this page in your student book and show your teacher the hard work you did today in Number Corner. I'll see you next time.